Well, hello from Gonagain. I've accepted a review. I haven't been doing too many lately, but when Bluetti calls, I love to review their products. I've reviewed a half a dozen different power stations from Bluetti. Never had a problem with any of them. When it comes to quality, Bluetti is top of the line. So when they contacted me about doing their new AC200L, I said, yes, please, I'd like to see it. The Bluetti AC200L is a 2400 watt power station with a peak power of 3600 watts. It's got a lot of capacity, it has a lot of output. It has a battery that's 2048 watt hours. That's become a very popular size, not just in the industry, but for Bluetti in particular, and they were one of the first when they came out with their Bluetti AC200P, which I still have, still continue to use, and it's quite a workhorse. This one is even better. After they came out with the AC200P, they came out with the AC200 Max. This one is like that, but with some big improvements. One of the biggest improvements is the fast charging. You can charge this from 0 to 80% in about 45 minutes when you plug it into a wall outlet, and a full charge in under 2 hours. Another improvement is how much solar it'll accept. This will accept 1200 watts of solar up to 15 amps. So you can have several portable solar panels, hook them up in series, and recharge this in a hurry. And with 1200 watts of solar, it'll charge in about 2 hours. Now, I don't know about you, but I seldom run these things down to 0. Usually they're at 50% or something, so basically it's going to recharge really fast for you. Some other improvements, it has a uninterrupted power source feature, a UPS. So if you're running medical equipment, and this is a good size for that, for backup, you can plug this into a wall, plug your medical equipment into this, but if the power goes out, this instantly starts supplying power. What's the difference between plugging into a regular power station and plugging into one that has a UPS mode? Well, when in UPS mode, when you're plugged into the wall, you're only using wall power and not the battery. But as soon as the power goes out, it automatically kicks in the battery. So you're not running through the battery all the time, only when the power goes out. That's a very, very important feature because it's not killing your battery just because it's plugged into the wall. And it accepts the B210, the B230, and the B300 expandable batteries. This is 2048 watt hours, but you can expand it up to a whopping 8192 watt hours for your home for power outages. That's going to run your home for quite a little while. It'll run your refrigerator. It'll even run your gas furnace. It'll run a lot of things. You're set. But this is a travel channel, an RV channel. So we're going to keep it to that. Well, first let's go over some of the features of the Bluetti AC200L. It's got your on-off switches up here, and it's not a push and hold. And I like it because you don't have to play around with it. You just push it and it's on. Push it, and it goes off. So we've done away with the push and hold thing. Hallelujah. Same thing for these buttons down here. This is the DC, and this is the AC, and this is the USB. And they're same thing. You just push them and they're on. Push it, and then push them again, and that's it. Very, very handy. You've got a great display. Over here on this side is the DC input. That would be what's coming in from your solar panel. Your DC output, whatever's going out to the DC and the USB. Over here is your AC input and your AC output. Down here it shows you how much time you've got left on whatever power you're using. And this is a percentage, of course. And then this shows that it gives you kind of a visual of how much power you've got on the icon around the outside here. Over here you've got your 4 AC 120 volt outlets, and these are rated at 2400 watts. And with the powerlifting mode, you can run something of up to 3600 watts as something like a heating element, like a heater, and also hair dryers, heat guns, any type of a heating element that runs up to 3600 watts, you can run it off these 2400 watt outlets. The thing is that it doesn't put out more than 2400 watts, but it'll just give it slightly less power and run it. So instead of shutting this down, it'll actually run something up to 3600 watts. Over here, this is handy. That's a 30 amp RV plug on the right side here. So you can plug your RV right into this. Down here you've got two USB-C 100 watt outlets, and these are great for running laptops. You can also plug your more modern phones into these, anything that'll accept that 100 watts. And in the middle here is your regular USB-A's. These are 5-volt 3 amp. There's two of them down here. Got you covered that way. I like that they went to the 100 watts here. Like the Bluetti AC200P that I have is only 60 watts. But these are 100, so yeah, I like that I can plug my laptop right into these and not have to run it through the AC outlet. Over here is a 10 amp, 12 volt accessory plug, and down underneath it, of course this is, you can run your 12 volt refrigerator, compressor refrigerator off of this, and many other appliances. Down here it's got, this I like now, this is something that's particular to Bluetti. This is a 48 volt 8 amp plug. So what are we going to do with 48 volts? Well, Bluetti makes an accessory for this power unit, and it's so that you can hook your 12 volt system of your RV directly into here. So it takes that 48 volts, turns it into 12 volts, and you can hook up your RV's 12 volt system to it. That's going to run your 12 volt refrigerator, even your propane furnace, because they're 12 volt on an RV, your lights, your overhead fan, all runs off a 12 volt. Well, this will tap right into your 12 volt system on your RV and run it directly off of here. Bluetti has been doing this since they came out with the AC200P, and they've continued it now into the AC200L. The other ports are located on the left side here. You've got your DC input, which will accept 12 volts to 145 volts. You can put 1200 watts of solar into here and up to 15 amps. And it's a screw-on 2-prong plug. Down here is your AC input, 3-prong plug, and you plug from here directly into the wall. There is no charging brick. Now the AC200P that I have has a huge charging brick, but on here there's none. It's just a cord. Over here is a circuit breaker. This is where you can attach a ground wire, and up here in this plug you can wire in accessory batteries. So by being able to expand this using the accessory batteries, you can take this from 2048 watts all the way up to 8,192 watts. That's a lot of power. It has an excellent Bluetooth app on it that you're able to get into and change the power settings from like eco mode to regular, or change the charging from turbo boost to standard to eco mode. You can do that on the Bluetti app, and the app works very well. You can also do it just with the power buttons themselves. And once again, they made that really easy. As long as the AC is off, you're not putting out any AC, you can push these two buttons. It'll take you right in, and then you can scroll through the various, this is position 1 here. You can scroll through the various settings. For example, the hertz here, you can change that from 50 to 60 hertz. In the position 3 here, right now it's on the silent mode for charging, which means that it's charging it very slowly, very gentle on the batteries, and it's not making any noise. Push the button again and it goes to turbo mode. You can see the little diamond shape above the eco, and that's going to charge this to 80% in just 45 minutes. And then there's standard charging there. Push and hold again and it goes back to your normal screen. So Linda and I brought this along to do the review on it on this trip, and then we actually ended up depending on it last night. Two things happened. When we got to our campsite, I had a circuit breaker blown on our battery system down here, but I wasn't getting any power out of either battery, and the refrigerator was off, so we immediately plugged the refrigerator into this, but it made both of my lithium batteries in my power system here shut off. There was no voltage at all coming out of them, and they eventually reset themselves. But in the meantime, we had to depend on this to run the refrigerator. And then this morning, we plugged in the heater because we ran out of propane at 4:30 this morning. And it's cold out. It's like 32 degrees. So we ended up plugging the heater into this, and we were glad we had it. So right now I've got my refrigerator plugged into it. It's not running, so it's not drawing anything. Over here is a 110 volt heater that we were running. Over here is a 1,000 watt coffee maker. And let's see how it does. There's a coffee maker coming up at 1,000 watts right now. There's the heater on low, and that's taking it up to 1865, 1933. Well, this is up. We can get 2,400 watts out of this. I wonder what happens if I put my heater up on high. There's 2332, 2425, 2491, 2516. Now it's down to 2430. I don't have the powerlifting mode on. It's off. And right now it's running the heater. The heater settled in here at about 2250. On powerlifting mode, well, I'm getting quite a bit of heat out of that heater right now. On powerlifting mode, it would handle 2,400 watts or a little more like you just saw, but it would run an electrical heating appliance that was rated up to 3,600 watts. It just wouldn't be putting out 3,600 watts, but it wouldn't shut down the power unit. Is that clear? Okay, I had to turn the heat down because it was roasting me out, and I'm just waiting on my coffee. That's better. So, powerlifting, just in case you're not clear on that, it's for running basically heater elements. You wouldn't want to use the powerlifting mode to run anything digital because it might hurt the circuits. But for a heater, hair dryer, heating gun, any coffee maker, if you need to run something like that that's over 2,400 watts, then the powerlifting mode makes it so you can do that without tripping the internal breaker inside your power unit. So you see, it's a pretty handy unit. Of course, it's got LiFePO 4 batteries, which are safe. They're not going to catch fire like the older lithium-ion batteries are capable of doing. It's got pass-through charging, so you can be charging it and using it at the same time. All the 12-volt outlets on it are regulated, so they put out a constant voltage, so you're not going to hurt your electronics. The AC side of it over here is pure sine wave. Once again, whatever you plug into it is going to be safe. The accessories it comes with, like I mentioned, there's no power brick. It's just a cord, so you're not hauling around a big brick. I really like this. Then it comes with a cigarette lighter adapter so you can charge it while you're driving. And it comes with MC4 connectors to attach to solar panels, which is the most common connector. And if you have a solar panel that doesn't have these connectors on it, then it's easy to get an adapter just through Amazon. Size-wise, it is 16.5 inches by 11 inches by 14.4 inches. And that's 420 millimeters by 280 by 365.5 millimeters. It weighs 28 kilos or 61.6 pounds. It's definitely easier with two people carrying it. Now with the earlier model AC200P, you had to run 30 volts into it to charge it. Beginning with the 200 Max and again on the 200L here, you can hook up a 12 volt solar panel to it. Now for this one, they do recommend that your panel puts out at least 100 watts. So a 100 watt solar panel probably wouldn't do it. You'd need to go with like Bluetti has a 120 and they have a 350, they have a 200. You'd want to hook one of the larger solar panels up to it, but at least you can do that. Well, how much is it? Let's talk about pricing. I don't know the price of this at the moment. This isn't even on the market yet, but when you're seeing this video, it will be. Now, Bluetti is having their Black Friday sale, and it runs until December 1st. So by purchasing this early, you'll not only get the Black Friday sale, you'll also get their early bird special, which they always, when they have a new product, they always do that. And you also have the Gonagain link, which may also give you another discount. So basically, the sooner you purchase, the better. Check the video description down below for current pricing, discount codes, anything like that. If you have questions, go ahead and give them to me in the comments. I'll try to answer them for you. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you around.